I'm going to share a story about how I sued NRMA Insurance without a lawyer and won. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to make a disclaimer. I am not a lawyer, I'm not here to give legal advice to anybody, and as such, I do not take any responsibility for what anybody does as a result of this video in any way. I'm just here to share my story, get it out there, and show people what is possible. You know, we have this notion out there that insurance companies they're too big, they're too powerful, I don't stand a chance against them. Rubbish! I'm just your regular Aussie battler, and I took them on and I won. And here's how. Years ago, I purchased a third-party property policy from NRMA for my car at the time. And at the time of purchasing the policy, I recall asking them if they would recover the costs of repairs to my vehicle from the at-fault party if I was involved in an accident where I was not at fault. And as I recall, they said they would. Fast forward a few months later, and I actually did end up having an accident where the other party was at fault and my car got smashed up pretty bad. And after that, I went back home and called NRMA to make a claim, but got told that I would have to recover the costs of repairs to my vehicle from the at-fault party myself. Now, this caused an argument as it was incongruent with what I was told before. But NRMA refused to help and insisted that it's part of the terms and conditions and it's in their product disclosure statement, which I never received, by the way. And after a heated argument, which was provoked by the insolent behavior of the NRMA staff, who refused to give me her name or let me speak to a supervisor/manager, she then hung up the phone on me. Wonderful service, NRMA. Now, what's interesting is that my housemate at the time then called NRMA to ask them about the policy of recovering costs from the at-fault party in a third-party policy situation like mine. And according to him, they told him the same thing they had told me when I signed up for the policy. Now, in the weeks that followed, I contacted NRMA on several occasions to try and resolve this situation, but they refused to do anything. And to make matters worse, the coward who smashed into my car went and told his insurer, AMI or Amy, that I was at fault. So Amy was trying to get me to pay for his damages too. I managed to get NRMA to talk to Amy and get them off my back, but that was all they were willing to do. I then tried to pursue Amy to recover my costs since the vehicle that was driven by the at-fault party was insured by them, but they refused to cooperate, which speaks volumes about Amy when it comes to ethics. The amount that I was quoted to repair my car was probably about what I would get if I was to sell it undamaged. After getting nowhere, I contacted the Financial Ombudman Service, or FOS, and submitted a complaint. Over the next few months, this case would be disputed between myself and NRMA through the FOS. Whilst all this was happening, I ended up selling my car for bugger all and had to borrow several thousands of dollars from the bank to buy a new car. In the end, NRMA were not willing to budge and the case went before an FOS adjudicator, and this is the determination that was handed down. It is a photocopy of the original and I've blacked out certain parts of it for privacy reasons. But in summary, I'm just going to skip to the last page here, where it was determined that NRMA failed to clearly inform me of the relevant terms and conditions in writing. And remember how I said before that I never received a product disclosure statement from them. The determination was therefore made in my favor and that NRMA was liable to pay me the amount that I was quoted to repair my car less the amount that I sold it for. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, that wasn't that hard. He just went to the ombudsman. And yeah, you're right. That's all I had to do. However, the process can be quite intimidating for someone who isn't very experienced in dealing with these kind of matters, especially when the case goes to arbitration and the company that you're dealing with refuses to compromise and speaks with intimidating tone. In the end, I think it was my tenacity that really helped me get through this and claim what's rightfully mine. And not only did NRMA lose this case, but they also lost a customer for life. I should also point out that as per the Financial Ombudman Service, that each determination is decided on the merits and particular facts of the individual case. It should not be treated as a precedent for other cases. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope that's helped empower anyone who's going through a similar situation. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, comment below and I'll do my best to answer them in the future. I have tons of experience dealing with the likes of banks, insurance companies, telecommunications companies, and many more. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos which are yet to come, so be sure to subscribe to my channel to hear some mind-blowing stories about how I've dealt with companies that try to rip me off.